Okay, today we're looking at CP12, or the Landlord Gas Safety Certificate, the one that you have to get by law legally annually. We're just going to show you the ins and outs of it and how to check that it's been done correctly and how to read any relevant information. Now, there's loads of different types. There's the CP1, there's the CP12, these are Corgi forms. There's also a load of ones by other people which are different colours. But look, it's quite easy, it'll tell you. Look, this one for example, Gas Safety Inspection Report Pad, that sounds fine, doesn't it? But if you have a little look, oops, it says at the top, do not use this form as a landlord gas safety record. It will tell you if it's the wrong form. So okay, we're going to have a quick look. Across the top, you have got 3 boxes. About your engineer, about the job, the location of the job, and about you. So, this is going to be your flat and its details. This is going to be your address, excuse my writing, and this is going to be about the engineer. There's his business reg number, there's his name, and there's his license number. So those can be found on the card, which is going to be your business license. Your business registration number is here. Your company is here. Your name is here, and your license number is the one across the top, and it's also that one there. So you can check it against the card, and there's also then the address of the company. So him, where the job's getting done, who you are. It also says whether it's rented accommodation or not, and then very vitally, number of appliances tested. Now that's very relevant because if you've got 3 appliances in the property, and that says 2, it's obviously you've not got a complete certificate. It's not enough for what you want to do. Okay, let's just go across here to show you what we've got. They're all pretty much the same. They'll all have the same number of boxes on it, pretty much. And we'll just go through the ones that are absolutely vital, because some of them are not so important in some instances. So, location. So if the boiler's in the kitchen, that'll say kitchen. Excuse my writing. Type of appliance. So that was a boiler we were discussing. Right there. Make, let's say Worcester, whatever. Model, 24i. Yeah, I know my spelling and all that. Is it a landlord's appliance? Now the reason for this is, for example, if you've rented out a property, it's your boiler, but it's the tenant's cooker, it would be yes for the boiler, because it's your appliance, but it would be no for the cooker, because it's not yours. Appliance inspected, so you'd probably go yes for the boiler, because you'd want that checked. But if it was a tenant's cooker, it's their responsibility usually. It depends what your tenancy is, and depends whether you're being nice and looking at it for them. You might go inspected no. Type of flue. This isn't going to be something you're really going to know that much, but room sealed, open flued, flueless. Cookers flueless. Boilers are mostly room sealed these days. So, but that box needs to be completed. So that, we'll just put a square there to say that needs to be filled in, that one. Pretty much all of these do here in this, but this is a very crucial one here. The next one is this, which is, this is looking at the power, it's looking at how much gas the appliance is using, not in terms of its efficiency, but more, is it burning within manufacturer's specs. Now, what we're looking at is whether it's using too much gas, it might get too hot, or whether it's using too little, at which point it might be burning badly. So this one needs to be completed. And it doesn't want to say something like 24 if it's a Worcester 24. It should be something, it's a calculated value usually. This can be the operating pressure in millibar, or the heat input, which is how much power in kilowatts. So against this you want to see, for example, you'd want to see here, for example, 24.3 kW for kilowatts, or 13.2 millibars. So they need to define, is it millibar or a kilowatt in there. By the way, in this box here, usually the one thing that is definitely not acceptable is the number 20. Because what they've done there is they have just put in the working pressure. Don't worry, just if ever you get the number 20 in that box there, query it. Combustion Analyzer. You know when you go and have your car taken for an MOT, you know they put the thing up the exhaust and check and see how it's running? That's what these are. This is what this reading is here. If he's got an analyzer, and on a condensing boiler you have to check this really, they'll put in here how it's burning. It's a 0.00 something number if it's running properly. And there's two here. There's so that if he turns up to do a service, it's burning badly, he can put the bad reading here and the good reading here. But in some instances, especially for something like a cooker maybe, you'll find this just blanked out. Safety devices. This is whether the safety devices of the appliance are functioning correctly, yes or no. That has to be a yes if the appliance is running safely. Ventilation provision, so that's the ventilation for the appliance. That has to be a yes for the appliance to be burning safely. Visual condition of termination, satisfactory, yes or no. For the appliance to be safe, that needs to be a yes. Flue performance, pass, fail, or not applicable. That is mainly used for open fluid appliances, but if that's a fail, then it can't be safe to use. And the appliance service, yes or no, well that depends on whether it's been serviced, yes or no. And then the crucial bit is this at the end. This has to be filled in. Is it safe to use? Yes or no? If you haven't got a yes at the end, you haven't got a certificate that shows your appliances are safe to use. It's just a piece of paper that tells you your appliances are dangerous. So what have we got? We need the details of, God, it's a long video. Where, what it is, the make, the model, whose it is it inspected, what's the flue type, what's its power, what's it using, what's up the exhaust of it, if you see what I mean. Are its safety devices right? Is it not going to, is it going to turn off when it should do? Is its ventilation right, so it's not going to overheat and it's not going to produce carbon monoxide? Is the chimney termination right? Is the flue working? Has it been serviced? Is it safe? That's the crucial one. Okay, quickly, down here, there's some other questions. These are, is the installation pipework satisfactory, yes or no? Well, that's whether the pipework is clipped nicely and set out legally, yes or no. Is the ECV accessible? So can you get at the emergency control valve to turn it off? If you can't, that's obviously dangerous. And is there a satisfactory gas tightness test? Yes or no, or not applicable? Now, ideally, you want to get a tightness test done with a when you get the landlord certificate done. You don't necessarily have to. It's not a legal requirement, but pretty much any engineer who's not half-arsing it will have done one. And that's whether you've got any leaks, or gas leaks on the system. So that's your gas leak one. Gas tightness test. Are there any leaks? There's a not applicable in there. He hasn't tested for leaks. Protective equipotential bonding satisfactory. That's whether there's an earth wire run to the gas pipe, so it protects the gas pipe from stray currents. That's a yes or no. The other crucial things, very crucial, you must make sure that you have got the guy's signature and also then the date. So you need the signature and the date because that's his confirmation to say when he checked it and that he did it. Defects. We're going to come on to this a lot more later, but basically there will be a lot of, quite often with a good engineer, there'll be a lot of gubbins in here. There'll be things he's seen, little things that aren't too much of an issue, but he's commenting on so that you've been told. There's three types of issue you can get. Immediately dangerous, which is is causing a problem right now, which is a gas leak or a leak of products of combustion from the flue. At risk, which means this could become a problem. There's an issue, it's not right, this could become a problem, there could be a gas leak or could be a leak of products of combustion. And then there's not to current standards, which means that we don't do it like that these days. It's not currently a problem, you don't have to do anything about it, but ideally you would. So, and then here, an ID or an AR, so at risk or immediately dangerous, there will be a warning notice number put in here that will refer to another certificate which will give details of what's wrong. If this is AR or ID, this must be appliance safe to use no up here, unless it's a gas leak, at which point it's so it's not. If it's relevant to an appliance, that'll be a no. If it's not relevant to an appliance and it's a gas leak, it'll be no in the tightness test there. So yeah, but yeah, it's always worth querying all the details he's put on here just to see what he feels you should be doing things about. And this will tell you remedial action taken. So if he's found a little baby gas leak on the back of the cooker and he details here, he's fixed it. Examples like that. So that's it.